Everybody who has been in has loved it. I make a point of making sure they take off the shoes, not just to keep the floor clean, but so they can actually feel it on the toes. But yeah, we've noticed the difference significantly in terms of the type of temperature that it provides. It feels completely different. We, as a company, we're always looking at expansion and some of the things that we can add to our business, to our customers. A lot of it's generated by some customer questions. So we have been asked in the past, do we do underfloor heating? And it's not been anything that we've ever done before. The stars aligned perfectly for us. Moved house, and we were doing a bit of a project anyway. If you're going to make a mistake, it's probably best doing it in your own home first before you're doing it with a customer who's paying you for this service.
So to look at Alex's project on its own, it was a case of how can we simplify it for you? We had an estate agent's plan. We discussed the brief, we discussed what floor covering was going to go on top of it, and then we worked out the component parts that we'd need to put in place. Ultimately, for Alex to achieve something that absolutely was going to be the family home, this is how I want it to be, and that's the number one priority, but also in this particular instance, how his business could potentially build that into their portfolio for their customers moving forward. Really what we needed was minimal. Don't want our customers or our merchant partners to be fazed by, oh, we haven't got enough information. Whatever you've got, we can develop that client brief on your behalf.
Going into something like a project like this is you're not entirely sure exactly what you need and where you might need to pull these things from, but thankfully HEATUPLING provided the whole service from every sort of element that we needed, from the boards, the XPS boards, the coil, even down to the thermostats, which I wasn't sure if that would be something we would be getting from HEATUPLING or with something we have to outsource or get a plumber in. So all these questions which I had thankfully got answered, and it made the whole process a lot easier. I'm telling them what I need, simple questions were getting asked to me to find a solution of what we actually going to need at the end.
One of the main things that surprised Alex as well, in a good way, was that when we put the quote together, it was comprehensive. We talk about this closed loop. What we mean by that is we're trying to give every single part, every supply, every material, and every component. So our quotations will include the manifolds, the pipes, the panels, the controls, but also everything for the floor preparation, primers, adhesives, and leveling compounds. So there's no further sell. Everything that you need to do the project is there. It's all supplied through the merchant, it's available to the end user, and we have it stocked.
Yeah, so the install was good. We were very fortunate that we had a support with Phil from Morexin. The first time you're going to do something, it's going to be the longest time you do it because you're learning about it. I think one thing we take away is to just allow yourself to have the time to be able to do it, and that was a key thing. We incorporated the XPS boards, so that was all new to us. It was a new system that we've not used before. A lot of the products that are involved in the underfloor heating we are familiar with, so that was handy. It was just like the process of actually the coil and getting them down. Going forward, yeah, we'd like to offer it as a service, obviously on a case-by-case basis. Now we've done ours and it's working perfectly. Everything has gone fantastically well, because I know that support is there for if I've got questions. Once you do get them drawings, it's quite straightforward to follow, and then I just know that at the other end of the phone I've got somebody there who can guide us.
So if you're a builder's or a plumber's merchant that's looking for a price and a service, and you want to get in touch with HEATUPLING, if it's something that you can't currently offer or don't currently offer with any degree of confidence, give us a call, get in touch, and we'll run through that for you. The model as a distributor is simple, that we carry stock so you don't have to. So we can be speedy on delivery, we can do next day delivery nationwide, but equally we can turn a price around for you in 24 hours. We can put a design together, and we will deal with every single project on a bespoke basis.